Hi there, Carpoolers. Welcome to the full-length podcast version of the show. All the bits that we couldn't quite fit into the broadcast version. And today's guest, fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing her. Known her for a long, long time, but she is such fun to be with. She is slightly barking mad, but in the nicest possible way. Because what she's asked me to do is take her swimming. Now, this is a woman who has... It sounds perfectly normal to be taken swimming. There's nothing big deal about that. She wants to go for a swim. You'd think, like, lovely swimming pool, heated pool in some posh hotel. No, she wants to go swimming in the North Sea, which is one of the coldest seas in the world. And that's the kind of thing she does. She goes to the limit. Now, she's been in millions and millions of shows that you will have seen, either on stage or television, things like Smack the Pony, Brass Eye, The Day to Day, The Comic Strip Presents. She's just incredibly talented, plays brilliant characters. She's a fantastic, warm, loving person. Please welcome into the passenger seat, Doon Mackichan. Oh my God, there she comes. She's got a towel. She's in her beachwear. Oh my goodness me. Hello.
May I come in?
You've got your towel.
I'm going in.
Mwah. Mwah. It's lovely to see you. Oh, fantastic.
My
You've got
goodness.
your big fluffy towel.
I've got my big towel, yes.
This is going to be...
From the rented accommodation. I hope he doesn't mind.
Oh, really? You've
It's not
half
my
inched
towel. Yes.
it. Well, so it's not. Yes, it's not far. I've worked out where we're going.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like a sort of sandy palm-strewn beach.
No. Well, it's where Ronnie Corbett lives.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And you pronounce it Gillen or Gullen. I don't know.
do
There's
you?
lots
Right.
of different ways of pronouncing
Right.
it, but Gullen.
And you've got your sunnies on in case it's
I've
very
got my-
dazzling.
well, I've got my
Well,
sunglasses
that's
on.
it. You don't want to get hassled on the street.
Because I'm very famous in this town. And yesterday I won a Fringe First.
You didn't tell me that. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
A Fringe First is like for theatre.
It's for
theatrical properness.
It's actually for people with talent,
It's for
isn't it? That's the difference.
darling, I've properly arrived. So they give out
That is
15.
brilliant, Dooney.
They
Wow.
give 15 of them, and there's 2,400 shows. I'm very chuffed.
I'm tearing up about it. I mean, that is
No,
fantastic.
I called my mummy and she was
I
like,
bet.
"What is that? What is
What?
it?" And I said, "It's like the Oscars, Mum. It's really massive."
But also, you're the story of this show is so personal and painful and real and raw. You know, I mean, because I don't want to
No.
harp on or dwell
No,
on
no.
the what you've been through in the last few years, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a huge bag of laughs and a romp-a-minute,
No.
sing-along, glamorous.
No. I mean, originally it was going to be called Death, Leukemia and Divorce.
Right.
Luckily, I changed that title, so I have got some people coming in to see the show.
Yeah, because I think we should briefly explain.
Yeah.
What happened in the period before you wrote this was your father died.
Yeah.
Your son had leukemia.
Yeah.
And you got divorced from a very long-term
Yes.
proper marriage.
And Louis is alive, so that's
And your
all
son is
brilliant.
alive and
Yes.
amazing.
But yes, that's three quite big.
Yeah.
You know, at the very end of the show, God asked me what I've learned, and there's just a very, very long silence, and I hang up on him, and then I put on a flamenco dress and I do a big dance, and I go, "I've learned this." I've learned a really good dance, because
Yeah.
how can you
Yeah.
put it into words what you've learned from an experience?
Yes.
I think it's very hard to go, well,
Yeah.
every day is a blessing, that children are central,
Yes.
that I don't take anything for granted, you know, all the
Yeah, yeah,
platitudes,
yeah.
even though they're true,
Yeah, they are all true, but they
but
don't
you don't
do
want to say
anything.
them, and how do
No.
you say them, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. There's a big mountain. There's Arthur's Seat.
Well, that is Arthur's Seat. Yes. What
It's-
a lovely seat.
yes.
It is amazing. That is amazing, isn't it? Because you go all around different bits of Edinburgh that you don't know, like this bit I don't really know, and then you suddenly see that and you go, "Oh, right, I know what." It so locks you into the city because you understand where I now know where I am.
The
I know
mountain
where
and the
I am.
castle with
Yeah.
two big.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night there was a fantastic sunset. We haven't had a lot of sun up here. There was the most beautiful sunset.
Wasn't it?
Over
Yes.
the castle, and
Yeah.
all the
Oh.
flares were lit up for the tattoo. And you just go, "This is some kind of crazy
Yeah.
film set."
Yeah.
With people wandering around on stilts. And
Yes.
would you come and do a show here again?
I don't know. Because I mean, I did do one about 6 years ago, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But I felt a bit old.
I feel incredibly old.
You know, and I went to some parties with loads of young people, and they're all really lovely and nice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like there was no hostility anywhere, But I just went, oh God, my back hurts a bit. I just quite looked to lie down and, I did my back in. That was really stupid. That was my fault.
Because of the show?
Right at the beginning. No, well, I probably was, wasn't it? Probably wound up and tense about it and then moved an empty bag after I'd carried tons of stuff up loads of stairs. Normal story, really tedious.
Yeah. I put my shoulder and neck out doing simulated sex on the floor in my show. Not even real sex. I put my back out having simulated sex, which was steeply galling. But I woke up unable to, literally like an old lady. And I literally started weeping, thinking I've got to do the show, I've got to be funny. And I phoned up Karen and she just gave me various numbers and had to have that crunching thing, which I've never had, which was horrible.
Oh, the actual cracky thing?
Yeah, the kind of... and then loads of needles and then like lots of ibuprofen and lots of drugs and just got through the show. But it is...
Dr. Theatre, darling,
if
he'll
I
get
don't
you through.
stretch, I literally fall apart. I wake up like a kind of...
Why
Let's not talk about age anymore. It's really depressing.
It is boring, but stretching is very good.
Stretching's good.
I love a good stretch.
Yoga has to be done in the morning, especially with the flamenco dancing.
Ooh,
my feet are terrible.
She's the bane of her life. She suffers with her feet.
Oh, I do.
No, we shouldn't talk about ageing. I want to talk about I do want to mention the reading group because it is, for me, as an outside observer, a fascinating study of...
The book group?
Your book group,
the book club.
Because just to explain that my missus and Doon are in a book group.
Yes.
Together. What do you call it? Read it. What do you call it?
Book group.
The book group.
Book group.
Well,
yeah.
I suppose there was 8 or 9 of you, or 8 or 7.
There's 8 of us, and we have been going longer.
It's a long time.
Long time. Long before it became trendy. I hasten to add.
Yeah.
It was kind of
important
my mum's legacy. She's always been in a book group. And it's
Right.
always been the night that everyone's had to just get out of the way, and she makes sort of sandwiches, and we all just have to get out. And then there's lots of raucous laughter and lots of wine and smell of fags and shouting. So I've carried on that tradition.
It is fantastic.
How does it feel as a man to come into the kitchen when there's 8 of us?
Well, I mean, the
the
most
table?
memorable one was when you were at our house in the tent.
Yes,
you remember that?
That was fantastic.
And so I came back to my house, and my house is in an isolated, rural, dark area. It was dark, but all the lights were on in the house. Every single light, every door was open. And there was no one there. And I went, and I did for a moment go, like something terrible's happened. Someone's hurt and they've run to hospital or something, like a terrible tragedy. Then I remembered the tent. Because we had that big tent up in the garden. I went up into the tent, and that was a glorious moment for a man to walk into a tent full of women who were all lovely, and by that time you were quite relaxed.
And we were drinking.
And I think you said, "Come into the harem, O Sultan," or something. And I sort of leant down to give you a kiss, and then you dropped one basically. Do you remember? So the whole romantic. I was like, God, there's 8 women. They're all gorgeous. And
then why is that just so easy
just
to
at that
believe?
moment.
Yeah, I have to do that. I don't know why. In the beautiful Egyptian tent. Why did you have that tent?
Oh, it's because we'd been there 10 years, so we were having a 10-year party or something with the people in the village who I don't remember now. Yeah.
That was one of our best book groups. I mean, the thing is, we managed to now steal away to lots of different little places.
Yeah.
On the premise of the book's about water. We need to go to the sea.
Right.
So we must go to a bed and breakfast tonight and leave our families. So it's a great excuse to get out.
Yeah.
And we've done Hastings. We've done Whitstable. Where else have we been? I don't know. It's the best night of the month because it is.
Yeah.
8 birds.
Well, it's in my diary because I have to work my diary around it.
Good. I'm glad it's that important.
It just says Judy's book group, and I go, oh God, I can't do that. Can't do that night.
No.
Can't do that. The best paid gig of my entire life that night has to be cancelled.
And even the best excuses get really bad, like proper red cards from the rest of the girls.
Yeah.
We've worked really hard to make this night work, and you're telling me your husband has got to go and see Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's poor.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a very good. It's very good.
I just wonder how. Yeah, it is. I've just been reading about the British class system. I mean, it is exquisitely middle class. A reading group, isn't it? A book group, yeah.
I think it probably is.
But I think that's fine. I think it should be. We should hold our heads up.
I don't know. I don't know if you've got any working class people in our. Some people who'd like to think.
Well, Judy is effectively because she's Australian. She can't help it.
She's a thick convict.
She is a thick convict.
So she can actually bring our credentials bang up to the wall and say, in your face, middle class book groups. I'm in it, and yet she's the one who looks the poshest because she wears tweed skirts and lives in a $1 million house.
No, it's not $1 million. It probably is, I suppose. How much is $1 million worth? Oh, that's very embarrassing.
It's $1 million house with a hot tub. I think we all did the book.
Oh, that was it.
In a hot tub.
I've seen you all in the hot tub there. Yeah.
But it's quite funny when the men come into the kitchen when their husbands, those of the girls who have partners, not all of us do. I'm not assuming. I'm on my own sometimes. Like Mark Thomas creeping into the kitchen and trying to get the leftover chorizo stew that Jenny's left, but not wanting to actually come in. This kind of thing of like, hi, like I'm not really here. Hi.
It is quite scary. You don't want to intrude.
Sometimes it's a very heated debate.
Yes.
It really gets quite. It's brilliant because there's a lot of shouting about and there's a lot of very strong opinions flying about.
But it's great that it's survived that long, that you've had all those shouty stuff and then you still do it. Yeah.
And sometimes, there's always someone who's had a really crap month and sometimes the book only gets about half an hour and the person gets 2.5 hours. But on the whole, we're quite good about...
I'm just trying to work out which way. I do go I go over there.
Oh, the sea!
There's some proper sea for you.
I'm getting excited. You see, I am a mad water freak, as you can
wonderful.
see.
I mean, it's so impressive.
I'm wondering whether the tide looks like it's in.
I think it might be, yeah.
Which is good news, but it all looks a bit freaking cold, doesn't it?
It was very kind of Ronnie to sort you out a good beach.
Yeah, well done, Ronnie Corbett. He chose my show above the 2,400 other shows there are to see. I keep banging on about that number. But I was very chuffed to have him in the audience.
Yeah. I mean, had you known him before? Did you?
No.
Oh, right, you hadn't.
My producer just went, Ronnie Corbett's in and you're going to have to do a good one.
Oh, just before you go on. That's so relaxing, isn't it?
Much,
Always lowers the tension.
But then he sat at the back and he couldn't hear a lot, so he told me I needed a microphone.
Right.
And I was a bit like, oh no, I've got to be a bit louder. Because I think there was a bit of a smaller audience that day and I pitched it down a bit.
Right.
Yes, darling, my projection.
Well, you were
not good that
No, you have
day.
such control. You would even adjusted it to suit the time. Marvellous. A fringe first. That is. I'm sorry. I've just got to get it because I don't think I've ever met anyone who's had a fringe first.
It's bloody good, isn't it?
It is good.
Does it mean
really
that
good.
I am now officially an actress?
You're absolutely at the very cutting edge.
So when I go on to chat shows, I can now start whistling and talking like an actress. And the great thing is I don't have to be funny anymore, which is such a relief.
You can be hugely serious.
I can just go, the show idea came to me one night and just be a bit...
Yeah. More. I want more of that. I think you can be really, really... and take yourself very seriously. And if anyone does a sort of slightly gag, like if Jonathan Ross asked you a little gaggy-based question, you go, no.
Jonathan, no. Can I just stop you there and say, Berwick upon Tweed? You see, now I grew up
so whereabouts was it?
North of Edinburgh.
Oh, out north, the other side of the
fishing village, Upper Largo. And as you can tell from my accent.
Well, you've got that broad, because I can barely understand anything you're saying. That broad accent.
And this is, I'm not allowed to product placement. This is not Iron Brew.
No, or a urine sample. Mm-hmm. I think we're in Musselburgh.
It's quite pretty. It's good. It's good.
And there's a museum. Oh, it is. Look, there's a big sign that says Musselburgh Museum.
We're really on the ball.
So that probably isn't Musselburgh.
No, that's not Musselburgh. That's how you'd say it if you lived in Germany.
Yeah. Musselburgh.
Do you know what bagpipes are in Scottish?
No.
Doodle sack. No, in German. Bagpipes.
Yeah, right.
Bagpipes in Scottish.
Okay.
Bagpipes. But Dudelsack's quite good.
Dudelsack.
Dudelsack.
Das ist ein Dudelsack.
Das ist ein Dudelsack und Fünfens.
Because the sack obviously is the bag. So the doodle must be, which is the noise that a doodlebug made. The drone. A drone is a doodle.
Doodle drone. Oh, so maybe you call your wife, shut up, you doodle, you're doing my head in. This on and on.
Doodle.
Doodling. Very good, you should be on QI.
So not. Those are some of the nicest doodle sacks I've seen.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dudelsack. It is a gay club in Munich. Munich's leading gay club.
Can I just, yes, in you go, yeah. And you say, yeah, in you go. I fumf you later, yeah? In you go. Oh, fumf.
Ah, the fumfernickel.
We've got a race course here on the left. Looking at the Musselburgh race course. And there's a doodle sack coming up on the left side. Doodle sack. Oh no, come on, doodle, come on. 12 furlongs. Ghislaine Bents.
Ghislaine Bents.
What does that mean?
Isn't that fantastic? I have no idea, but it would be such a good name.
Ghislaine Bents. That's a good name for a porn star, is it?
I don't
Maybe
know. I
a
was
man
thinking
in a
of,
doodle
I think
sack, there you
a
go.
female detective.
Yes.
Ghislaine Bents. But her voice is about there.
And she is Scottish, is she?
Yeah, she's Scottish. She worked in the prison service for many years and learnt a lot about criminal activity.
Ghislaine Bents.
Ghislaine Bents.
Oh, did you say Elaine? No, Ghislaine. Nobody call me Elaine, all right? Because that's a girl's name. Ghislaine.
Sorry,
Ghislaine
sorry,
Bents.
man.
There's no overnight stops. No, that's what she'd say. Ghislaine Bents, no overnight stops. Ghislaine, not Elaine.
It's a good
Will
character.
you write that? I like her. Sort of Cagney and Lacey meets Taggart.
Yeah. Or yes.
Maybe
Anyway.
she swims, as well. Maybe I am Ghislaine Bents.
Because they find a body floating out in the Firth.
I'll get it.
She just dives
Leave it
in.
to me. No, I can see a beach. It's
Oh
it's a
my God. So I'm
lovely
just trying to work out where to
beach.
stop.
I see a little cove. Over there I can see a little horseshoe of sand.
Can I carry anything? Thank you. The woman's bloody mad.
Oh, that's a Ghislaine Bents. That is a beautiful beach.
What a stunning beach there.
And the
Wow.
name for the best new cop series that's ever been
I think
written.
it's going to be huge. I can see it catching on. We should maybe have a quick chat with Ian Rankin, get some tips.
Oh, yes, that's true.
So what would Ghislaine do? What would her background be?
Yeah, where would she live?
Where would she live? Who would she know? I quite like the idea of a private detective who used to be a prison officer, rather than a policeman.
Yeah.
And occasionally when she's asking someone, it's like an upset woman who she thinks is guilty of something, she just punches us full in the face, just smashes them.
Just seems like that girl-on-girl violence. Do it for you. Yeah.
Girl on girl.
Told you not to speak.
When I'm asking you a question, you shut up.
Yeah, she carries a big ring of keys around.
Yes, always a massive amount of keys.
Low-slung trousers.
Oh,
Low-slung, low-waisted.
very sensible black flat lace-up shoes. Possibly with steel toe caps.
Yes.
I want you to do a little bit more of the actress with the very slight soft S.
Sibilant. So I was at the circus. No, so I went to see the Soweto circus of the gospel choir. And some of them were superb. But I had to swab my eye because it was seeping. I had to go back and have a steam and then swab my sores because up and down my spine I do simulated sex and I have big seeping sores up my vertebrae. Drop me here. Yeah.
I will just drop you over here.
Oh, yes.
Is that all right?
Yes. Right, shall I get out?
Yes, you lovely,
Okay.
gorgeous woman. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Mwah. Mwah, mwah.
Oh.
And I have a fabulous last 3 shows.
Yes, I will. And enjoy your next guest.
I will do. All right.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye. Well, that was a sheer pleasure for me. I hope you enjoyed it too. Fantastic Doon Mackichan, very funny. Afraid that's all we've got time for, but don't forget to join me next time on Carpool.